Okay. Now, hopefully, off to a fantastic start. Hopefully this won't be horribly echoey. But since I'm doing this in the new apartment and don't have any sort of padding on the walls, don't have any sort of anything really, but I have my water and I've got the mic closer to me now, slightly. But hello! Whether or not people come see this will be uploaded as its own video, so I'm just going to play it cool, play it nice. Today we're doing a little discussion about the designs in Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Sorry, got that wrong. It's called Tree Houses. Fire Emblem Tree Houses. And yeah, it's basically the format I'm going to go on this is I want to talk about the player units from the past couple games, and I want to talk about the worst designs in the game, the ones that I think are like the most god-awful possibly in the series. I want to talk about my issues with their design, with their costumes, like, you know, continuity, I guess. I want to beat this fucking Magicite thing in Mobius because it's like it takes me like fucking half an hour every time I start it, but we're not going to worry about that right now. And then I'm going to go through the webs. I have the wiki open. There's a shit ton more characters that have been shown that I didn't know about, so I'm going to go through the wiki and kind of like point to the ones that I think are good, because there's like 3 of them in the whole thing. And then I'm going to point to the ones that are really bad, but I didn't have anything like to zoom in on to talk about for how bad they are. So hopefully it won't take too long, because I do have to go to bed at like 7 because I work at 5 a.m. tomorrow. So let's do it. All right. Let me pull up my little thing here. So as you see here, I have the Byleth. I have Belith. What the fuck are their names? I have my chat over here also, so I'm going to be turning this way. What are their... How do you pronounce their fucking names? Is it Belith? That's terrible. I threw the hammerhead shark image up here because, you know, I mean, look at them. But we're not going to talk about them just yet. Alright? We're going to put them away for now. And we're going to start from the beginning. The first Fire Emblem game. Fire Emblem Awakening. Ooh, we're right off to a good start. Anyway. Alright, so I am going to start with Robin. Can you hear me alright? Bailiff. Like the Klingon weapon. Oh wait, that's a bat lift. Never mind. If you can't hear me, great. Let me know. Speak louder. I think I'm speaking loud enough though. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna start with Robin, Throbbin, as it were. And I guess we'll just kind of go comparing the old ones to the new ones. So with Robin. Let me get my little penny pen here open. So Robin, I never really liked because his head's boring as fuck. Going from the head down, I guess. This one's hair, like oh Jesus, his hair in his original art is like too flat and small. It looks a lot better in Smash where it's like bigger and poofier. But I don't like his hair. I don't like his boring ass face. Like his whole head, like, turned me off immediately. And then we looked at the female Robin, where she's got her pigtails like stapled to her head, where there's no like where are they tied, where are they attached up here, right? I've mentioned this before. This is not news, but like yeah, her pigtails are stapled to her head, and I don't like it. And her head's generally pretty boring too. But the costume underneath was always something that I was a big fan of. I like this weird sweater shirt tunic thing, and I like the. I'm also doing the portrait art because that's what I've been seeing the most of. And if I need to, whenever we get onto the wiki, I might look at some of the full bodies, but we're really just concerned with like the portraits for right now, just because that's what we have most of. This collar thing is part of a vest that's underneath, I believe. There's a whole there's like a layered, like they have the design sheet where you can see every layer of Robin's clothing. And it's really cool actually because we have the tunic and pants underneath, and then we have this belt tacit thing, And then there's the boots. There's a little vest under here, which is where the collar is attached. And then you have the gigantic overcoat, which is like heavy and neat, and it has the design elements that show you that he is like, or they are, they're the reincarnation of Grandma. Spoilers. So this costume I wasn't sold on at first, but when you really look at it, it's pretty good. It's cool for a tactician. Like, you can play them as any job you want, really. But as a tactician, I think this design works, and I think it's fine. If not, just a little bit boring, but, that's Robin. And this was the beginning of the insert avatar player character thing, so you can kind of cut him some slack on that, where it's like, this is the first time that we've played, like, a unique character that wasn't, like, auto-named. I think Robin's a shitty name also, because Robin doesn't really inform the character at all. The name Robin, I was hoping for it to be like, for at some point in the game to go, oh, that's why they're called Robin, but that's just no. They're just Robin. Moving on though to one that I prefer. We're gonna back out a little bit here. The Corrins. Now, outside of male Corrin's hair, I think that these are like the coolest fucking characters in the whole series, and this is where everyone can start like not taking my word to mean much. Considering I'm not like huge deep into the Fire Emblem series, I've played Awakening and Radiant Dawn, and that's it. And I only beat Awakening, so take my opinion for what it's worth. I'm talking about visual design here, other than a little bit of character stuff I mentioned with Robin, but that's only because I played that game. With these characters, I can't talk much on their actual character, their story, but when you look at their costume, they're Manicheets, right? So they're dragon people, which I think is cool, first of all, to have a game where the primary, like your protagonist, your player character, is a Manicheet. Like, that was a really neat thing to me when I found that out. Japanese name Kamui, meaning God, I believe. Yeah, see, this is where you can stop listening to what Nate has to say also, because he says this is a bad design. Kamui meaning God, I believe, or is that's Kami. What is Kamui? I forget what Kamui means. But Kamui Corrin, like, I don't know, it's fine. The name isn't, like, Robin is weird because, like, I think of Robin from Batman, or I think of a bird, and there's no, like, I don't know if, like, there's some kind of freedom thing to Robin that is why he's called that, but Corrin's, like, generic enough of a protagonist name where I'm like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. They're Manicheets, and they're fast and agile, and you can tell that based on their thin plated armor, which is plated, which, phone's falling. Besides the fact that there's no joints in the armor, like you see on the arms here and the legs here, there's no joints in the elbows or knees, which kind of bothers me, but I guess the idea is that this armor is supposed to be their scales, like, so... Like, in context, I guess there wouldn't need to be joints, but if we're talking just from a visual design perspective, if you don't know that this is supposed to be their scales, which is just what I think that's right? I think I remember that. But if you didn't know that, then it looks weird why their armor just bends with their body. But thin, agile armor, they don't wear shoes, which everybody's well aware that they don't wear shoes. And that's something that really, you notice really when you play them in Smash, the way they kind of run hunched over. Like, they run kind of feral. Like, they look really elegant and sleek and everything, but they run like they're dragon people. And so not having shoes kind of leans into that. And the fact that when they transform, then they don't have, like, boots to pop off when they transform. They just, like, their feet are already exposed. Same with their gloves being, like, I assume some kind of spandex fabric that stretches with them when they transform. But, sleek, agile designs, parts of their costume that make sense for their transformation, which is really neat because a lot of times you don't take the transformation into account when you're designing a character. Or, like, you don't see that a lot. Like, I don't like, there's characters that when they transform, they have, like, no clothes on, and when they transform back, they have clothes on and stuff like that. Things like that. Like, taking the costume into account when transforming is nice. I like how the cape is buttoned at the shoulder and wraps around and then has like this whole, like, it's connected at 2 points and then flows down, so it's like a weird sash thing that goes into a cape. I think that looks really cool across the chest. And then the hair is like, his hair's stupid, but I'll give it credit for being more interesting than Robin's. That they tried something instead of doing nothing. And I think female Corrin's hair is really, really nice. With like, it's got like wavy that I want to say you don't see very much in like anime. Characters tend to have like straight ass hair in anime, but Corrin's got this nice wavy going on, and she's got the hair, the bangs in her face and everything. I think she looks great. I think he looks pretty good, except for the hair is a little weird, but sometimes I'm into it and sometimes I'm not. Their sword, I don't really care for a whole lot because it looks like a vara, which is like an Indian thing, I believe. Which I don't, again, having not played the game, I don't know if there's a reason why that sword doesn't fit in with like either game's kind of visual representation, like, or either teams, because there's the super European armored people, and then there's the super Japanese people, there's the Hoshido Nor. This weapon doesn't really kind of fit in with either of them, and I don't know if there's a reason for that, because I know they are like Manicheets, which would make them descendants of Naga, if I'm remembering correctly. Nate would know the story bits of the Fire Emblems, but I don't. So, but anyway, yeah, the sword doesn't really... It's cool that it's a stupid chainsaw sword, like cool in a stupid way, but otherwise, visually, I'm not really like gigantic, huge fan of it. But whatever. I think their costumes are killer, right? So, those are our last two protagonists of the Fire Emblem series, the player character protagonists. Robin, shitty name. Corrin, okay name, whatever, but it sounds fine. And then we move on to fucking Byleth, these fuckers, right? And here's where I'm going to start talking shit. The first player avatar design, which one is that? Did I miss one? You mean, wait, who the fuck is Chris? Hold on. Let me fucking Google who the fuck Chris is. No, not Krispy Kreme. Chris Fire Emblem. Who is this stupid idiot? He's the deuteragonist and playable character in Fire Emblem New Mystery of the Emblem. Oh, he's just Marth. He's just... I don't know if this will... Hold on. Let me see if I can just show this on my phone. Here. He's just Marth. He's just Marth. There's nothing really to say about him. He looks like a fusion between Marth and Ike, but he's holding Eliwood's sword. And he's fine. He looks like a mobile game protagonist, though. Or like, I think this one's on the Game Boy, which I would say also looks like a Game Boy Advance protagonist, but he's whatever. Nothing much to say about Chris. Female Chris looked like, what's her name? Looked like Liliana or whatever her name is. The one from this one. This one here. Also just looks like horribly generic. She looks like, I can't remember that character's name from Path of Radiance, but kind of looks like her a little bit. I think it's from Path of Radiance. No, it's what the fuck's her name? It's like Liliana or something. She's in Heroes, and she's like red costume, blue hair. Or this kind of looks like original Celica a little bit too, but with like her head. She looks like the head from another character that exists that I can't think of, on top of the body of original Celica. But she's better than male Chris, but like she's kind of fine. But that's all I really got to say on the Chris's, because I didn't know they existed. So there you go. I'm talking 3DS games plus Three Houses because it looks like a 3DS game. And people talking shit about Pokemon are really funny when you're looking at a fucking 3DS game. Anyway, so male Byleth, never gonna get over that. The biggest thing I have to say about him, my biggest complaint, is that he just looks like a Persona character. And I looked a little bit and I was like, let me try to find what Persona character he looks like, because I know he looks like one of them. But I don't know which one he looks like. Maybe Yusuke? Let me do another little search here. Maybe he looks like Yusuke. Actually, I can do this on my fucking computer. Hold on. Let me look up Yusuke. Yusuke. Yeah, he looks like Yusuke. Yeah, almost exactly he looks like fucking Yusuke. Let me get... okay, here we go. Wow. Wow. Okay, hold on. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, he looks exactly like Yusuke. Oh god, no. What have I done? So, here's problem number 1. Is that these are the same character. So there's problem number 1, right? He looks like a persona, and this is something I talked about in another stream, I think, at one point. But I know I've talked about it on Twitter a lot. But my problem with Three Houses is that everyone is telling me that the artist is not the Persona 5 artist, and I keep calling everybody bullshit liars, including the people, like the official people who are saying, no, it's this person. I don't fucking care. If this is not the Persona 5 artist, it's somebody ripping off the Persona 5 artist. I think that the art in Fire Emblem Tree Houses looks like it's just Persona art. And we'll get more into detail on that later. But first problem is Yikarunis, I can't believe that's just Yusuke. Like, cannot believe that's just Yusuke. Anyway, so looks just like Yusuke. Hair, fine, whatever. And all things considered, even though he does look just like Yusuke, in a universe where Persona 5 doesn't exist, in a better world, he looks like, okay, he's fine, whatever. His hair's fine, pretty generic anime protagonist hair, whatever, it's fine. The shoulder armor is really cool, if not a little bit too edgy for a protagonist. And again, only going on portraits and like going off my memory of the rest of his armor. I'll talk about the rest of his armor later because I know on the wiki it shows, that's what on his main page it shows his whole armor. But just waist up. Shoulder armor is like a little too edgy for a protagonist. Looks a little bit like he looks like a Dark Knight of some kind right off the bat. And it gives me this implication that he's, with the shoulder armor being the way it is, this weird segmented future Dark Knight, Darth Vader shit going on, and then with this weird, like, cult-looking symbol on his chest, I thought that, like, before I knew he was the protagonist, I thought he was some kind of occult, like, swamp mage or something. Like, he gives me this feeling of, like a, what's that game? Fucking, what's that game? What's that game? It's Dusk. Dusk, you idiot! You're thinking of Dusk.
The one where,
God, the fucking
Dusk,
Doom clone.
The game that looks like fucking
the fucking new Doom
Dusk.
game that looks like,
God damn it.
it's like swamp cult shit. Anyway, he looks like a cult member. I don't know. He's wearing like he's wearing like the poofy tunic, and he's got like the weird cape with this cool design that I'm glad people in real life are starting to wear now, where it's a cape with sleeve holes that your arms go through. I think it's fucking cool. The cape's cool. This is weird. The shoulder pads are weird, but look cool. Like, they don't match the rest of the design, but they look cool. So I don't know. But, like, he's fine. But then we have to go over to this, like, over here. And now we've got some problems. And the problems are, this neck thing is pretty cool, right? I'm sure it's hard to tell my exact opinion of it because I'm kind of all over the place because I don't have an exact opinion of it, but it's cool, right? So then over here, we take that away and we do this thing, which is, I hate when there's a little triangle. Like, this little triangle seems so out of place where this line could just not be here. Like, if we took this same color and we just airbrushed this line out of reality, it would look better. You see what I mean? Like, that line doesn't need to be there. I know we're not doing the fixing designs thing here. That's not the point of the stream. It's not to fix designs, but like, look how much better that looks. You know what I mean? Like, it's little things like that where I talk a lot about Samus from Metroid, and about how her Metroid Prime Various suit design is perfect. And on the legs in that design, there are these lines that go like, I'll do it in the thing here. There are, let me see here. So, leg shape, the boot would be shaped like this, right? Like, this is the Samus's boot in Metroid Prime. It's tilted. You can see it's not fucking straight, but whatever. But there are lines that come down like this, right? And there's a little circle thing here. There are lines that come down like this, and they go along where the shin bone is, which creates this nice visual flow, goes into her little shoe thing down here, right? And the shoe thing, there are no little triangles like that on Samus's armor. They're always either like this shaped, like they're always some kind of little, like anything to avoid just a triangle on armor. I think anything except for a little, like a straight up triangle is good on armor. But that bothers me. And it's breaking up the flow, because this would be a nice little like shape here, right? But then this breaks up the flow and creates like It just doesn't need to be there. It just doesn't need to be there. Anyway, so the shoulder pads I think are like kind of whack right off the bat, but whatever. And then her chest armor also looks kind of stupid. Where this whole thing looks like the craft foam like preliminary like exoskeleton that you would create when doing a cosplay, but then you would put stuff over it or smooth it out later. But this just looks like you were to print out like the pieces, and then like when you cut out the pieces of crafting foam when you make cosplay armor, but they just never put the rest of the shit over it. So it's just the under of cosplay armor. Like the line designs are bad. Like it just doesn't look great. And then she's got this generic shirt underneath, like just a going out shirt, you know what I mean? Collar attached to nothing because, you know, she's got to have a collar or whatever. And then she's got this god-awful gigantic ornament. I'm going to be using the word ornament a lot in this, probably, because she has this big ugly thing hanging off her shirt, like off of her collar, which would be dragging that shit down really hard, first of all. And this pink on her shirt is supposed to be her version of this weird cult design. But it's just a T shape. Like that's the equivalent. Is that. It could have been like this whole thing could have been, there could have been a shirt attached to this collar, and the shirt could have been this color and had this logo on it. But instead they had to show the titty top, you know, so instead we have like a shirt and a dangly thing, and that's it. And then this collar that doesn't fit anything and doesn't match anything. And it's only there because he has it, I guess, but his is metal, so why not make it part of her shoulder pads? And you can do that without getting rid of the, like, you can still have them not attached and then just like do this, right? Like this is what they could have done, like to have the collar there and to still keep them separate so that you can show the titties, because that's more important than the character design is showing the titties. So, which I know is hypocritical of me to say as somebody who defends Camilla's design, because it's anime. It's a fucking video game. Who gives a shit if it's realistic or not? But in this respect, it's a matter of does it look better or can you see the top of her titties? There's no cleavage any. It's like so wasted that they would throw away like parts of this that could have been strong just to show off like what minimal titty we got. I'm a big not proprietor. What is it? I'm a big like I like to put titties on characters, but this is like not enough. If you're gonna sacrifice the rest of the design, doesn't look like it's enough. From the waist down, I don't even remember what the fuck it looks like, except for the shorts and the leggings people hate, but I'll get to that later. But yeah, just from the top of this, doesn't look great. And then her hair is like okay, but kind of weird looking. And then her fucking eyes, her eyes, dog. I just can't. That's why the fucking hammerhead shark. This is why this is here, because these are the same character right here. This character, this is Byleth. Which one's Byleth? Which one's Bailiff? Who's who? You can't tell the difference. Because, again, Persona artists doing the fucking Chad Nakamura, like, eye spacing, right? Or Chad Narukami. Whatever. I don't know who am I thinking of Nakamura? What's up, Polygon? I'm going, man. Yeah, that's true. He does look like a cult member, but Robin is a cult member. Yeah, this is my TED Talk. No, only play the male in Awakening and Tree Houses. And I am aware that it's not called Tree Houses, but it's Tree Houses. I think I said that already, but whatever, it's Tree Houses. So, the problem I have with her eyes is they look stupid. And you might not understand why they look stupid at first, but your brain does. Just more ripping off of Red Letter Media. Now, when I draw an eyeball, this is how I tend to draw the eyeball, right? You do this arc here, and then, like, you know, if you're doing makeup, whatever, you do that. And then, like, there's the lower part of the eye. You know what I mean? And there's, like, this little, you know, you bring the little wing around here, whatever. And then you bring this little line down, because that's, like, the front of the eye. That's, like, this part right here. You see this part right here? That's that part right there. Now, this character has that part right there, as you can plainly see. But she does not have that part right there. What she has are these giant fucking orbital alien eyes. That's like, ooh woo, will you marry me, Earth-chan? Tarian-chan, will you please marry me? Ooh woo, I've just come straight from the sea, my fucking hammerhead shark ass. Will you marry me, husbando? It looks stupid. When you could just do it a little better and have it not look stupid. I don't know. I mean, I'm not getting paid to do this shit. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's different in the industry. Maybe they didn't have time to draw that little line to make her realize. But, whatever. Why do they gotta be so... Like, it's when you see them stand next to each other... I'm gonna move them so you can see them standing next to each other. When you see them standing next to each other, it becomes so clear, like, that he is protagonist man, and she is Uwu Waifu-chan. Like, look at them. There's a shot in the game where they're standing next to each other, I think. I'm pretty sure. Or it was just the two models next to each other in a picture, like in a promotional thing somewhere. But, like, he looks like he has a normal person face, and she looks like a fucking creepy weirdo. And Edelgard kind of looks like a weirdo, too, in some of the shots. Where they're just doing some of the girls' eyes like this. And I don't know why they are, because no other character in the game is drawn like that. But for some reason, their eyes are fucked up. Like, am I crazy? The 3D model of her is the worst part of her design, for sure. But, like, there's just these little things that are, like, unnecessary that are ruining it. Where he is fine. Like, again, he's one of those, like, boring but whatever. I kind of wish they had kept the white hair theme, because then you can change it to whatever you want. But I guess then everyone would be like, oh, it's just blue hair Robin. It's just Marth again. Why is it always just Marth? So, but there's the Byleths, and we'll get more to them. I can't stand that name. It's the worst name ever. Gino's so happy he's Pan. Or they're Pan. Nice, Gino. Hello. So there's Byleth. Let's bring it down a little bit. Let's bring the mood down a little with one that's not so bad. We're going to talk about Edelgard. Now, I have her whole design here, her original whole design, just because I just want to talk about this a little bit. This isn't going to be a big segment, but here's the eye thing I'm talking. Like, here you can see her eyes are drawn the way I'm talking about, where this is, like, the right way to do it, where, it's shaped like an eyeball. And then up here in the promotional art, it's wrong again. You see, it's wrong again, and it looks weird, because they're doing, like... Oh, bitch. Okay, so one of my ex-girlfriends was super into makeup and shit, right? And one of the things I learned back when I was learning about makeup and shit is don't fucking darken your waterline underneath your eye with black. The waterline is the edge of your bottom eyelid, right? And what girls do when they do makeup is they use white to lighten the waterline, because that makes your eyes look bigger. But when you do like this bitch is doing right here, where you put black under your eye, which is what a bunch of like 2006 emo girls do because they don't know how to do makeup, this look shitty. And it's hard to explain why it looks shitty, but it looks shitty, and I don't like it, and it bothers me. So now every time I see that, I'm like, this bitch doesn't know how to do her makeup. Drives me fucking crazy. But anyway, other than that, this art's great. I don't know who's doing this art, but they should be doing this art. I don't know why they're, like, skimping on the quality of the portrait art, where the portrait art should be the most important thing in the entire fucking game. Because Fire Emblem's basically a visual novel now, and so if you're going to have it be a visual novel, get this artist to do this art, because then you get to look at it more. And I'd rather look at this than this. And I didn't mean to circle her armpit, but I'd rather look at this than this. You know what I mean? Shoutouts to Fairy and Granblue. But anyway, so my biggest problem with the leader of the Black Eagles, Edelgard, her hair is great, her face is fine. It's the artist's fault that the face is fine. Hair's great, face is great. Eye color, I really like the eye color. Her costume in a vacuum looks great. Like, her costume in a vacuum looks fantastic. Until you really take a good look at this thing. This is supposed to be like that Raphael, like, neckerchief fucking whatever the fuck, the fluffies. The European fluffies from back in the day. But the problem with it is that it's shaped like a pierogi. You know what I mean? Where, like, it looks like there's a wire inside here, and that this is clearly just for ornament, but, like, why is it shaped like a dumpling? Like, where is it attached? Like, what is it attached to? How is it connected to the clothing? And why are these here? What is this? Like, this whole weird fish thing on her shirt, even though she's supposed to be the leader of the Eagles, she's not the leader of the Black Fish Gang, whatever the fuck. But I just don't understand this. Like, upon closer inspection, I don't understand this. I don't know what this is. I don't know why it's there. I mean, I know why it's there, but I don't get it. And then her cape thing's fine. This little thing down here bothers me, but that, like, I get what that's supposed to be. It's supposed to be this little logo that's on the rest of her shirt, but it's weird. I don't know why she has these slits in her shoulders. That, like, that's a thing. That's like when you look at Snow White, and Snow White's like shoulder pads are like this shape, and then they have these little like these things. The one of the problems I have with Snow White, because I like Snow White, I like her design because it's like she's like, you know, Snow White's a German thing, and she has a little mantle. Like I like Snow White's dress and hair and everything. So these little things, these are like slits. So normally the line would connect here, and it's like a little slit that opens up so you can see the color underneath it. And the way you do that when you're doing fabric is you just would fold over the bottom and the top, and then, like, you know, connect them so that the middle is open, but it splits when the fabric bends or whatever, and then you see the color underneath it. So like that wouldn't just be a hole underneath. There'd be like fabric under there. Unless you left a hole, but if this is like her military fighting outfit, then even in the context of like generic who gives a shit anime, why would that hole be there? Especially if this is under a cape. Like it's like an attempt to show skin where skin doesn't need to be shown. Like it's not adding anything, and you wouldn't even notice that it's there, but it's just like it's there, just for no reason. So that's a thing. I remember when I first saw her from the waist up, or from the ribs up, I was like, I really like this design. I really like it a lot. And when they talked about putting a Fire Emblem character in Smash, like as a joke, I'm like, yeah, put Edelgard because she looks awesome, and she's an axe unit. So like, you know, that'd be perfect to have a different Fire Emblem character in the. Even though the Fire Emblem characters that are in are different enough as it is for me, because I'm not like a picky bitch about my child's fucking party game. But anyway, but then when you see the rest of her design, it's like, okay, Sonic the Hedgehog gloves, whatever, that's fine. I wasn't ready for the shorts and leggings combo. I don't know what I was expecting, but like shorts and leggings was not what I was expecting. And then just her little shoes, her little heels that she needs to run around the battlefield, little shoes. And then I also don't get her axe, which I just noticed this when I opened her picture up earlier. I don't know why it has the little ninja swirly thing, and I don't know why it has the little Naruto face whiskers or whatever. Those seem like random like stickers. That seems like you were making a Soul Calibur character, and these were the stickers you had to work with, and you just put them on there because it's all you had going for you. But like, this is a character that somebody got to design on their own, so I don't know why they'd put generic Soul Calibur stickers on there. But like, yeah, like she's fine. She's one of the finer designs, but I'm just like, again, it's little things. It's like it doesn't need to be bad, but it is bad. But she's fine, right? So anyway, we'll move away from Edelgard now, which is also a terrible name, but she's... If we have to get a Treehouse character in Smash, if we have to get a Nintendo Treehouse member in Smash, I'd prefer it was Edelgard. FBI time. Hold on, let me see here. Let's catch up in chat. Marth is hot. Still use he, him. Okay, good. Are these characters minors? Yeah, she is still a teen. Blackfish. I don't think that's the gold. Like, I see what you're saying about you think that's the gold color. I mean, well, there's an easy way to find out here. Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. You're totally right. Yeah. So yeah, that's the gold underneath. It's hard to tell, but that's the gold. It's just because this color is like, you see the shade is like almost the same here. Like, here, let me... So, okay, so here's the shade from the shoulder thing, and then here's the shade from her skin. Like, they're almost the same color. So, but yeah, so that's the thing. That's fine then. But yeah, let's move off of Edelgard real quick. But where do we want to go next? This one I put on here just because, but he's not terribly offensive. Like, there's nothing detailed to say about him other than why did you just not give him eyebrows? Here, I know we're not fixing designs, but just humor me, please. Just humor me. Was that so hard? I'm not doing all the 3 house leads. I'm just talking. I have a couple that I think are particularly awful, and then I'm gonna go to the wiki and talk about. I'm gonna go to the wiki and talk about some other characters, and then I might actually try to. So one thing I thought would be fun to do is I wanted to try to draw. They put out a new character recently whose name I can't remember, who looks really cool, except for this weird, again, ornament on her choker. That I want to try to draw the bottom half of her without seeing it, just based off of her like top half, because I have a stupid idea of what it would look like, and I want to see how close I can get. But no, I'm not trying to fix anything. But I'm just saying, really, is this so fucking hard? Was this, or more, or better yet? Hold on, you can do the really like, you could do the Dio eyebrow, right? The fucking Kono Dioda. Perfect. It's just a little thing. I don't even know why I threw him on here. But I'm just like, look at him, right? I just look at him. Hey, Rommel. But the one good thing about him being on here is I can start this discussion that I won't be able to continue here because I don't have the other characters here. But I can begin talking about their costumes. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to begin talking about their costumes. I'll talk about that later. Let's move on to Captain Janeway. Let's move on to Captain Janeway from Star Trek Voyager. Now, Star Trek Voyager was a series that took place, I can't remember if it was after Next Generation. I don't remember how they go, but Star Trek Voyager was a series, and the plot was basically that Captain Janeway and her crew got lost out in space, and their ship was like out of fuel or something, and they had to get back to Earth, and it's like billions of light years away, and it's just like this journey to get back to Earth, whatever. You know, I've heard not great things about it, especially that Captain Janeway herself is a monster who, like, just has no regard for like human life or morals or anything. There's a part in that series where 2 characters get stuck in a teleporter accident and they get melted together. And it's a character named Neelix and a character named Tuvok. And Neelix is like this like bubbly, peppy alien, and then Tuvok is like an emotionless Vulcan. And they get mixed together into a character named Tuvix. And the character Tuvix is like, oh, I'm Tuvix. I'm happy with myself. I like me. And then Captain Janeway says, no, we need to get our fucking crew back. And Tuvix is like, no, but please don't kill me. I'm a new person. And she's like, rip that motherfucker apart. I want my crew back. And he's like, oh, no, I'm Neelix. And that was a whole thing. Oh, right, but Fire Emblem. So these are the same character. I don't remember who pointed it out, but these are the same character visually. Anyway, so... yeah, dude, I need to watch more Star Trek because that shit's stupid and I like it. Anyway, so this was one I talked about on Twitter forever ago, but I also want to point out that parts of this are making me think that there are legit time constraints involved in this game's creation, and that's why things look the way they do. And this is going to be little things that might make me seem like a pretentious asshole, as if I don't already seem like a pretentious asshole, but it's just something I noticed. So stuff like her hand being like kind of too big and like poofy and weird looking, but like her wrist being too small for her big poofy hand. But I don't know. But mainly just like down here, I noticed. Oh no, down here, I noticed like we have lines going over other lines where that doesn't happen on any of the other art that I've noticed. And we have like shit just not shaded, and we have like this where the line just keeps going. Like, there's just little things where it's like things that I like would like to think I would have caught on to that seem like overlooked. Where it's like you're making the portrait art that's going to be seen through 90% of the game, and like the portrait art is important. It has to look good, and these are like amateur mistakes that are around and things I'm going to talk about right now. Where I talked about on Twitter already, so this isn't news to you guys, but so. We have, in terms of shading, let's go from her clothes first. So, clothing is flat color and then flat shade. There's no blurring to anything, there's no blending to anything. There's only one color for the shade. It isn't like 3-tone shading where it's like regular color, one darker and then another darker. Like, it's binary. It's regular color and flat shade. A lot of it looks like they just, like, you can see the kind of edge here where this is blurry because I took it off, the fucking wiki. But you can kind of see an edge where it looks kind of rushed, where it looks like they just did the initial brush stroke and that was it. And then for the corset thing here, it's like, it's tight. Wait, stop. This is so much worse than I thought it was. Where is the second string coming from? This second string here. Because if you, wait, hold on. No. This is fine. These could just be sewn up top. These don't have to be connected to anything. That can be fake ribbons. Like, people do that shit all the time. Clothes does that shit all the time. What is that attached to? What is this attached to? Where's the other thread? It's tied to nothing? It's tied to nothing. There's no other... It's tied to nothing. Right? Unless this is sewn behind just for this look. But then how do you put the fucking thing on? What? Why is this? Oh my god, this fucking character is so much worse than I thought she was. What is this? Again, not trying to fix shit, but give me 1 second here. Did you mean to do this and just forgot? Because that's how a corset would go. It wouldn't... Why would it have that little... Why would it have like a fake dip? Like... Am I losing my fucking mind here? I mean, in context, she's probably just like a vendor or something. Like, she's probably the fucking skill, the inheriting skills person or whatever. Like, she's probably nothing. Who gives a shit? But, like, really? That's, because my complaints were going to be that the costume is flat shaded, right? Everything's flat shaded. Except for her titties that have, like, the most dynamic shading in the whole fucking game. Like, they've spent so much time blurring and highlighting and darkening. Except for right here. Like, this shitty dark right here. But other than that, there's so much effort put into shading her titties. And then, like, there's no shading anywhere else. And then she has this fucking gradient that starts on her hot dog skin-colored neck. Like, Hulk Hogan hot dog skin neck. And then it gradients down this way and then up her face. And then she has the fucking Tumblr dark nose and cheeks. And then nothing else on her shaded. And then her hair is flat shaded, but they also decided to do a clipping layer and put a little bit of purple in there. But they didn't blend the purple, and there's no purple on the other side. And it's not on the bottom, it's in the middle, so it's not an underlight. This fucking character drives me crazy. I can't stand this fucking character. Everything about this portrait art is like the worst thing ever. It drives me so fucking crazy. I don't know if I can say that enough. But, like, and then she's got a little Jesus fish on her neck, and I didn't know we had religion in our Fire Emblem game now. And she's got her little, like, her harpsichord over there. It's so bad. It's so terrible. I can't get over how terrible it is. I'm so sorry, Captain Janeway. I'm so sorry that you have to be involved in this schlock. It's really bad. Yeah, that's true. I was making a joke, but yeah, it's true. Anyway, it's so awful. I can't. It's worse than I thought it was when I put her on this stupid thing. But there's Captain Janeway. Anyway, moving on. Okay. All right. So, do we move on to pedophilia or like just? Let's just go with pedophilia first. Let's go to Sophis. We'll get the pedophilia out of the way. This character is awful. I fucking hate this character. First of all, I wanna point out, because I pointed out before, I want to try this. Like, her head looks like they didn't flip the canvas when they were drawing her. Like, her head is slanted this way. Her head's like shaped like a fucking lima bean, right? And it looks like they didn't flip the canvas. Like, it really does. And I don't know if that's just me that can see that, but like, it looks like her pigtail things are too tight. Like, they're too close in the middle of her head. Whereas over here, they're more like kind of dog ear. But here, they're like... They just seem kind of close where it kind of brings her head to like an egg shape up here to me. Like, I don't like this. And then the fact that it's a lima bean. I'm just not feeling it, dog. No, I know you'll never see it flip, but that's not the point. When you're drawing anything, like, if I were to sit like this and draw a character, they'd be slanted to the side, right? And then when I sit up normal, they would look weird, but you wouldn't be able to tell why they look weird until you go like this. And then you go, oh, they're slanted. So then you would, straighten it out. Everybody does that. I do that. That's like a basic principle of 3D drawing, is that when you're drawing, you're always, like, you in the computer screen and you in the tablet are never, like, perfectly square. It's really hard to get perfectly square. And so, or when you're drawing on like a slanted desk, like if you're drawing like from a distance and you're drawing at an angle, when you look at it top down, it'll look fucked up and stretched because you're drawing it from a different perspective, right? So you always flip your canvas to make sure everything's straight, or, like somewhat symmetrical in the way that it should be. She doesn't look like anybody did that. She looks like somebody who was drawing just fucking didn't flip the canvas because of a time constraint. But anyway, besides the quality of this art, this character's fucking terrible. Because she really in particular embodies this whole the whole persona thing, where the character portraits are drawn with like shadows on the bottom for no reason, where you can't see half the design because of the shadows, and then because of the 5 o'clock shadow chin shading for no reason, which isn't on this one because it's drawn by a different artist, but it's on this one. And she is literally wearing, and I'm going to put it in the red because it's the fucking same color as the actual shit. She is wearing the fucking sex bondage ropes. This is a fucking sex bondage thing. I don't care. I don't care if she's a fucking 3,000-year-old dragon and if she's actually whatever. That is fucking sex bondage ropes, and this is a fucking child. A pedophile drew this character, and I don't give a fuck. I don't care who likes this character, who doesn't like this character. This character was designed by a fucking pedophile and is apparently some kind of important character in the game. Apparently, she's a Manakete, I guess. She's our Tiki for this game. But Tiki was wearing clothes. And I'd like to even say that the clothes Naui was wearing were not as, like, indicative of, the clothes that Naui was wearing were, like, gross for a child, but they weren't literal fucking sex bondage. This is fucking sex bondage. It upsets me. I'm reaching for this shit. I can't throw a fucking actual sex bondage shit on here because Twitch will get my shit, but this is fine for the game, apparently. And besides that, like, her ribbons or whatever, like, I can't even talk about the rest of the character because I can't get over this. This is not like the what's it called? The fucking Hoshido characters having ropes wherever because Japanese samurai designs, they used ropes to hold their armor together kind of thing. This isn't holding armor together. It's holding this stupid ornament up, and it's only there because it's fucking sex bondage. Like, I can't... And then the no shoes, because you gotta have the no shoes. Put that shit right up front in the character portrait, because, it's right there. It's gotta have no shoes. In this art, her head looks bigger than it, like, should be, like, proportion-wise. Like, her head is the same size as if you were looking at the front of her, like, dead on. But her legs are, like, in perspective with the rest of her body, so her head looks like it's twice as big as it should be. And even her arms. At this angle, if you're trying to show the feet, the foreshortening of this angle should have, like, her legs should be a lot bigger than they are, and her head should be a lot smaller than it is, and her arms should be smaller, except for this arm. Like, this arm is being foreshortened properly, because it's, like, it's starting off small and getting wider as it goes on. It's also probably too long based on where her hand is, but, like, the foreshortening is all fucked up here. And she's wearing fucking sex bondage. I'm sorry. And I mean, she doesn't have to be. Maybe she's not a Manakete, but she's got pointy ears and green hair, so I assume she was a Manakete. That's just Fire Emblem. And everyone has these swords that look like dragon bones. I don't know if that's a thing with the story, but the sword also made me think Manakete. So I don't fucking know. But yeah. I just don't. But all I have to say about here is that this character's terrible, and that, like, she really exemplifies the persona problem. She has the same thing where she doesn't have titties to shade because she's a child, but they're doing that, like, gradient on the shoulders and the chin and the nose, and then no gradient on anything else. And then, like, it's just terrible. It's just terrible. So, moving away from pedophilia, let's move on to some fun discussion, which is... It's Pinky and the brain. Pinky and the Brain. This fucking... I thought... I was naming my fucking layers earlier, and I was like, I'm so mad I didn't think of Pinky and the Brain before. This is fucking Pinky and the motherfucking Brain. Alright? I used to watch this show as a kid. I used to fucking love Pinky and the Brain. And now here they are, back in HD. And they're here to take over the world, just like they do every day. Right? Who do I want to talk about first? I have more to say about Pinky, so I'm going to start with the Brain. Because the Brain is just like... I feel bad for this character. I really do. Because if you look at him, he just like... He looks like he's sad to be alive. You know what I mean? He looks like he is so depressed that no young, fiery, passionate... like, experienced hero has come along to end his fucking miserable life yet. He looks like he is so tired of existing. Like, I feel bad for this character. The one on the right is not fine, and I will get to how not fine he is in a second. And the girl is terrible also, but she's not bad enough for me to put on here. She's just like a lame Homestuck character, so like I don't have anything like awful to say about her. But... I haven't really looked at this character, but I'm learning new things. Oh boy. So, okay. I'm so excited about these two. Okay. So, like, the last one made me, like, feel bad for humanity, but this one is, like, this fucking dome. Like, how are you gonna fuck with this character? He's gonna fucking mind bullet you from 10,000 yards away. With the power to kill a yak. What's that... No, what's the fucking Tenacious D song? My brain's falling apart. I didn't sleep for shit yesterday, and then I slept for 16 hours today. So I don't remember. I'm trying to think. What's that fucking song? It's from Wonder Boy. Yeah, this is literally where do you work out? The gym and the library. He works at the fucking library. So he's got this weird. All right. So okay. To discuss this character's clothing, we have to decide what certain things are, right? And this is a problem right off the bat. When you, the viewer, when you, the player, have to try to discern for yourself what parts of the design are supposed to be, it's a problem. So let's try to discern what parts of this design are supposed to be. This thing right here, right? Is this a hood? Okay? Is this a hood like this, right? Where it's got like a hood on the bottom and it comes up over his shoulders and there's the sleeves. Is this a hood? Or is this like one of those weird like over the head like alien backpack kind of things? Like the fucking the people from Camino in Star Wars Episode 2? Is this supposed to be a hood or is it a Camino backpack, right? A Camino backpack. Now, here's the other thing, dear viewer. Dear viewer, I'm so excited about this character. Okay, this here, right? You think this would be like the trim of his coat, right? Because you'd have like the hood, if we're calling it a hood, and then you'd have the trim of the coat that goes up around the hood, and then comes down the other side, and this is what you're seeing, right? This makes a lot of sense. He's some kind of cult leader. He's some kind of evil villain man. He's got like an evil wizard coat, right? With the collar. Except why does the collar go under his hair, but his hair goes into the hood? What the fuck is this gold thing? What the fuck is that? How does it go under his hair where the rest of his shit goes over his hair? Right? Like, I'm not fucked up, right? Like, what is that? How does that work? And then he's got the earring because, you know, he wants to be fashionable. He's trying to cope with his he's getting older, but he's got the eye tattoos and he's got the ear. So that you know he's still, like, you know, he's still one of the kids. He can still hang out. His hair's whatever. He's just a shitty version of, what's his name from the first game? What's that asshole's name from the first game? Is it a necklace? How? No, because it goes over his, it's attached down here. It sits puffed up like a collar. If it was a necklace, it'd be laying flat, because the metal thing would be holding it down. But it's not. It's a collar of some kind. So is he wearing two coats? Does he have a second coat underneath his main coat? But then he's wearing a shirt that's the same color as his outer coat? And that the ruffling on this is something I wanted to mention too, because yeah, there should be some kind of line here or here to like show that it's ruffled or whatever, but it's just like it starts here and then it just goes into nonsense. Like the ruffling looks weird from like a drawing. Like the actual technique perspective of it looks weird. I don't fucking know. But this is like, I can't, that one's too much. It's not even reaching. It's really not even reaching, because if I were drawing this, the way I would do it is you would have the coat with the hood, right? And the hood wouldn't stand up that high anyway, but again, we're talking, because if it did stand up that high, it would have like hella wrinkles, you know? It would be like the wrinkliest shit in the world. Because no fabric is physically holding itself up like that. Unless he's using his magic to hold it up. But like, you know, it would be hella wrinkly. But it's not. So it's not a hood, it's a fucking Camino backpack, right? But if I were drawing this, you would do like the coat with the hood. And then you would like with the, you know, whatever, the shoulders, whatever the fuck. Here's the hood. And then the necklace would lay flat on there. If you were doing it from the side, the necklace would come over the shoulder like this and hook onto that, and like it would look like this, you know, and like thinner over here. Not because this is how you would draw a hoodie collar. Like this looks like a hood from just this perspective, like just this little area here. It looks like how you would draw a hoodie with a trim on it. But this is not. This is like, it's not a necklace, dog. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Because the necklace would be pulling it down. Unless it's standing up because these little smiley face connectors down here are holding it up. Is it because these little smiley faces are holding it up? Because they're attached to I guess that could be a thing. Because they're attached to this weird leather, like, pacha fucking peasant farmer vest thing. Right? So maybe these are what's supporting it, and this is just attached. But why would that be like that? Also, every character has the same color gold on everything in the entire game, for some reason. And I'm not even gonna, the game's not out, so I can't ask why his eyes are like that. I'm assuming he saw some kind of arcane knowledge, he gained some insight. Some Bloodborne madman's knowledge, and that's why he's got weird eyes and why his brain's so big. But this whole thing, if it's a necklace, it's not clear. Like, I don't know. But this character looks like a sad sack of shit. He looks like he is tired of existing, and I feel for him. I really do. But moving on, so there's the brain. Moving on to Pinky over here. You said this design's fine. I will challenge you, sir, and say that it is not at all fine. Because there's a lot to unpack here. Right? There's a lot to unpack. I gotta wind up. I gotta get ready. Because we got so much to unpack. Gotta unpack. Okay, here we go. Alright, I think I'm ready, guys. I think I'm ready. Okay? Yeah, he's probably just a vessel. I like how that's the easy dismissal answer. It's like, he's probably just the vessel for the evil dragon because there's gonna be one. You know. Yeah, no, somebody kicked him in the nuts so hard that his head ballooned. It's like when you fucking when you squeeze a character's hand or something and it puffs up the rest of it, because he's a balloon, right? So somebody kicked him in the balls, and he Tom and Jerry expanded his head. Hey, Natsu, how's it going? Okay, so this character, I'm gonna take a big old drink of water because we gotta get ready to unpack this man. This man is an Amazon package, and I'm going to unpack him, all right? So, first of all, Stewie Griffinmouth. Hey, Brian! Brian, watch out! Oh, the car's coming, he can't hear me, Brian! He's got his fucking Stewie Griffin mouth. Step 1. Step 1 is Stewie Griffin mouth. Okay? Step 2, his eyeballs are not shaped like eyeballs. Like, they're kind of barely... He looks like a Gorillaz character in terms of his eyeballs, which is fine as a stylistic thing. Somebody in chat explain to me what this is. Because it's not shadows. Because this is a shadow. And this has its own shading over it. And if this was a shadow, it would have to be some kind of canal on his face. Like, it would have to be like... You know what I mean? It would have to be like this. Like, if this is his face, it would have to be like that. Like, it would have to be a canal that would go around his eyes. But it's not. It has its own color to it. So is it face paint? But if it's face paint, why does it look indented? Like, what the fuck is that? And this is something where, like, yeah, maybe it's just face paint. But no, it's not. It's not. Because this side over here has a hard line and this one doesn't. So it's not there's no hard line here connecting it. And maybe that's just an oversight, but, like, what is that? How are they not humans? They look like humans. I do art, not to. About half the time. Well, he doesn't have pupils, but the other guy doesn't have, like, sclera. And the girl has perfectly normal eyes because she's a waifu, so she has to have perfectly normal eyes. Because you couldn't jerk off to her if she had weird eyes. So she's got to have normal eyes. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck this is. It doesn't look like face paint. It doesn't look like shadows. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's like Darth Maul and his race just has these, whatever. Stewie Griffin mouth. Second of all, I can't with this. The Stewie Griffin mouth is too much for me. It's too much. Okay, so Stewie Griffin mouth aside, let's look at his hair. This is a problem I have with Shulk, where Shulk's hair is like parted at the side. Like Shulk's hair is parted, right? And then he has a thing that starts up here and goes over his face. So it's like if I were to comb my hair from the middle straight down. Like it's like if I took my fucking hair right here in the middle of my head and combed it straight down over my face. It looks terrible. And everyone jerking off to Shulk and fucking schlicking over Shulk has ignored the fact that he's taking his hair from the middle of his head and pulling it down over the front of his face. Can't stand it. It's a weird, like, tuft of anime hair that doesn't exist on other anime characters. That doesn't need to be there, right? And this is Shulk's hair, right? Oi, my minados. My minados. Anyway. His hair is doing a similar thing where there's like this, like, his hairline should be right here, right? Like the other guys. Like the Brain's hairline. This should be his hairline, like Vegeta. At worst, it should be like this. This is a bit of hair that starts in the middle of his forehead. Starts right here, again, right here, and goes up here for no reason. But it's shaped like an emblem. Could it be that he is the Fire Emblem? Or could he be the Shadow Emblem? The Darkness Emblem that Sora has to defeat? So then he's got his Graph Spee red streaks in his hair. That's fine. And then he's got his weird... he has... what's his face? Samurot's beard. He's got Samurot's little mustache and beard thing going on here, which looks stupid, but again, also fine. But then, here's another art thing that is not part of his design. That is an art thing. I think these earrings are stupid, but whatever. They're like those little... wagon wheel spaghetti noodle things with an eyeball in the middle of them. Where it's just like everything else in the game is so detailed. Everything else has these weird little art things to them, and then that's just like a fucking wheel. I don't know. That's just me. But this is not an art thing. Or this is not a design thing. This is an art thing. He's got... Okay, so follow this with me here, right? You do an outline... I've done it before on things where you do like the main thing and then you do like a heavy outline around the edge of a design so that it stands out more, right? Especially with the neck here where his neck is white and like his skin is gray and his beard is gray. So you need a hard line here to you know, separate the neck from the hair. So we're going to follow this hard line, and the hard line is going to go up here, and right at this point right here, it should go along the ear. Correct? But then it goes over the ear. And there's a hard line that is with his completely white, pale face from this distance, and this might just be me and my fucking autistic eye, because I have that too. This bold-ass, dark-ass line is just, like, popping out of the side of his head. And, like, whenever I look at him, I can't not see it, right? When I look at him, the first three things that I track to are Stewie Griffin mouth, what are these, why is that there? Those are my three things. And then I look up and I go, why is he have this here? And I guess it's to make this little triangle shape where it's, like, these three things, you know? Like, maybe it's like a Biohazard logo. But those three things bother the shit out of me. And I feel like his nose is, like, not big enough. Like, it needs to be bigger or smaller or something. But, it's prominent, but it's not... It's not like an anime character nose. It's like... But it's prominent, but it's not prominent enough in a weird way. But other than that, and these, like, weird heart danglies here that aren't actually connected via anything, like, the rest of this is fine. I'll give it that. That, like... The red fabric underneath the black armor looks fine. These little triangles, I mentioned earlier, triangles are bad. These triangles are acceptable because they're like attachment points or whatever. This is it's concave, so it's like, you know, that's so that when swords hit it, they bounce off instead of, like, you know, getting stuck or whatever. These shoulder pads are square, kind of boring, but okay. Only other problem is something that I specifically went out of my way to avoid when I drew Alma, which I haven't done anything with, so I wouldn't blame anybody for not remembering, but Alma was an OC I made that I've been working over in my head for a while, and I'm still working on her design, who she is, and everything like that, so we'll see more of Alma in the future when I get a chance to draw. But when I was drawing Alma's armor, I got to the shoulder pads, and I specifically tried to avoid one shoulder pad looking like it was, like, not attached the same as the other one. You want both of the shoulder pads to be attached in the same place, moving the same way, unless they are not symmetrical. These shoulder pads, I'm going to assume, are symmetrical. So why is this point up here and this point down here? They're at different levels, different heights, where they should be, like, it should be following this line, right? Like, it should be following this line from shoulder to shoulder. But this one's too low, this one's too high, right? And if we're going to go with this one, they should be like this. Right? Should be up here, where you would start the shoulder pad here and it would go over like this, like, you know what I mean? This is nitpicky as fuck, but this is a thing that I noticed, is that this one's too low and it looks like it's inside of his shoulder. Like, the way this is, like, this should be on top of the armor over here a little bit, or you should be looking at it, like, straighter on. So it shouldn't be curved like this. It should be curved, like, kind of more like this. You know what I mean? But we should be seeing it from the side, where there's more of a straight line that goes into the curve around the back of it. But, like, it looks like he's standing like this a little bit, where he, like, both shoulders forward. But this is, like, tucking into his armpit a little bit. And that's one of those, again, that's one of those art things where I'm like, the technique of these portraits drives me fucking crazy. Besides the fact that the designs are terrible, that bothers the shit out of me. But that's not a huge deal. That just bothers me. Whatever. Something I thought I'd mention. How's the chat going? Which one is Frou Frou? Is that this guy? Wait, who's Frou Frou? Nuthead, yes. Yeah, it's fucking... This is that picture of that guy in school who's, like, focusing so hard his veins are popping out. It's from trying not to nut, because she's sucking too good. Thanks for watching, Natu. Oh, you like his Frou Frou? Okay. Oh, yeah, the floof is fine. Yeah, the feathers are cool. I like the feathers. I like the red. Like, his armor is one of the cooler armors in the game. I like the costume. It's the fucking character's head that's ruining it for me. But this is cool. And having the same color as the floof in his hair is nice, too. Maybe Brain should be the Elder Guard? Anyway. So there's Pinky and the Brain. I'm so glad I came up with that name. Do I have anyone else? I think that's all I have for these characters. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move from... Also, I know it's dark as shit in here. I don't have my lamp yet. I don't have my lamp or my my screen thing. And I don't have my backdrop, and I don't know if I'm going to have my backdrop. So we'll have to figure that shit out in the future, but we'll figure it out. This is also a lot easier when you guys can see me do the drawing thing where I can gesture and do goofy shit. So I think my camera's lagging all fucking crazy again, maybe? I don't know. But, I mean, you get the idea. Anyway. So what we're going to do now is, I think this is the internet window. Yes, that's the internet window. So let me just make sure everything's cool and chill over here real quick before we go too nuts with this. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to go through every single character in order on the wiki, all the ones that the wiki has. And we're going to take a look at all of them in order, right? And kind of talk about them a little bit. And we're actually going to start with the Byleths because... Oh? Hold on. Incoming call from Silva. Hello?
You just got a letter. I wonder who it's from.
Who's the letter from? Also, you're on stream.
Hello, children of corn.
Hold on, wait. Let me turn you on. Say it again.
Hello, children of corn. Your bar Eradicate has a letter. I wonder who it's from.
Who's the letter from?
It's from me. What the fuck do you want from Chipotle?
Oh, just my usual, I guess. Nate says hello.
Nate, I love you.
Yeah, I'll have, can I get a burrito with, extra brown rice and no beans? And I'll do, chicken and then mild salsa and then cheese and lettuce, and that'll be it, please.
Hold on, sir, because I did not begin your order, so I need to order it.
Okay, I'm gonna point over the sneeze guard and point at the thing I want. Okay?
Okay, so point. Do you want a burrito or a burrito bowl?
Yeah, I'll have a burrito.
Okay.
I'll have that one right there.
Wait. What meats do you want?
Chicken.
Okay, do you want rice?
Extra brown rice and no beans.
So you want extra brown rice with beans. Okay.
No! Don't want the beans!
And what else do you want?
Mild salsa, cheese, and lettuce.
Mild salsa.
Yeah.
Cheese and
Yes.
lettuce.
Yes.
Okay, unruly customer, do you want a drink?
God, this is the worst customer service ever. No, I don't. I don't need a drink.
I know you don't.
Then why'd you ask?
Okay, I love you, bye.
Okay, I love you too. Bye.
Bye, stream.
Bye.
Fuck you.
Alright, guys, don't worry. The Chipotle's on the way. Alright, so, anyway, back to the stream. Who cares about this stream now? Chipotle's on the way. Fuck this stream. Anyway, so... Bloop. Oh no, that was the wrong one. Wait, where the fuck did my other window capture go? Hello? Oh. Bloop. Okay, so, first things first, we're going to click on Byleth, so we can kind of talk about his whole costume here. So whole design for the male character, this is actually something I forgot about for this design. Whole thing's pretty cool. I like it. I think it's lamer that he has sleeves but isn't wearing them. I thought it was cooler when there weren't any sleeves, because now the costume doesn't really make any sense. Why is there that extra dangly bit? Like this extra dangly bit that goes over his arm, why is that there when there's a sleeve? This kind of thing is something that it's been popping up more and more in fashion recently, where it's like a cape that has holes for your arms, and it looks cool. But you wouldn't put a sleeve with that. That's supposed to be how you wear it right there. It shouldn't. The sleeve is not the intended way for this. Whatever. Little capey thing, little pantsy thing. Boots fine. Knee pads fine. I hate this glowing neon purple knife. I feel like it almost ruins the whole design. But anyway, it's fine. His design's fine. Moving on to female Byleth. Everyone complains about her leggings. I don't care about the leggings. I just think that she looks like the worst ever in this artwork. Like, her face is so much worse than it was in the other picture. Like, she looks god-awful. But it's not because of the leggings. The leggings are like, whatever. Like, who gives a shit? Why does she only have one knee pad? Why the giant glowing purple knife? Why the most boring shorts in the universe? Like, it's just little things, man. And then her sleeves. Hers are different. Hers are actual sleeves with holes in the front. Is that how his are? I guess so. Yeah, they're just sleeves that have shoulder holes. So that would be terribly inconvenient when you're walking around with your sleeves on and there's a giant hole in the shoulder area. Yeah, the leggings are cool. It's fine. It's okay. It's alright. But, like, these sleeves are stupid. In retrospect, the sleeves are stupid. But she looks terrible. Anyway. So, there's Byleth, right? So we're going to move on. Starting with Mr. Byleth Man, Miss Byleth Lady. And now, this is a character that looks amazing that nobody has talked about ever. But I fucking love her. She's like a cool paladin lady. And she's like... She looks tough and cool. And like, her armor is like simple, but like... She looks fucking cool. And like, I've never seen her prior to opening the wiki like 2 hours ago. Like, she's really fucking cool, Catherine. So, I just thought I'd mention that she looks great. I don't really have much to say about her other than that. This guy, he is... I don't like his mustache or his Stewie Griffin mouth. This is fucking Peter Griffin. I'm moving on because I'm mad. He's got like a beach towel for his... Or a fucking bathroom hand towel around his neck. But he's wearing chainmail. And while it's weird, like, triangular chainmail, I'll give him credit for being, like, the only character in the series I can think of that wears chainmail. I'll give him that. This girl is your typical little lolly waifu healer girl. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume she's a healer. And if she's not a healer, she's got a bow. Not much to say about her. This guy looks like a stupid asshole. Not much to say about him. He's orange. Looks like a dumbass. Don't really care. This is the girl that I wanted to... I'm going to copy... Oh, wait. I'm going to print screen her real quick. I'm going to copy her. Copy that. And we're going to open up my drawing thing. Because this is the character that, if we have time... I was going to try to draw her lower half based on her upper half. Because I have, like, a dumbass thing. But yeah, she looks cool except for this big horrible neck ornament. Like, this thing ruins her entire design. Well, that and these little Roman things. I want to mention too, these little like flappies that everybody has in their armor are like very Roman, where nothing else in the game is very Roman looking at all. She also has that same problem of like flat shading everywhere, except for on her titties she has underlight. Like on the bottom on the clothes, there was underlighting on her titties, but everything else is flat shaded. But other than that, she looks like one of the cooler characters that we've seen so far, but, like, she's got problems. Edelgard's cool. Hubert is Hubert. But here's where I'm going to talk about... I was talking about the... Just wait for the time skip. The time skip's not even, like... We'll get there. So here's what I wanted to talk about with their costumes, right? So, for Hubert here, he's a good example because he's boring, so you can just see his whole costume. They all have the weird pleated shoulder pads. They have the little ropey, like the like navy style, like ropey shoulders and the little neck band thingy, which is fine. Collar's fine. This stupid thing is ugly and doesn't need to be there. And then their little like coat flap tassel, or not tassels, but their little coat flap thingies seem like too thin, like they should be reaching over to their armpit kind of area, like they're supposed to be a lot bigger than that, but it's whatever, it's a designer's choice, that's fine. And then they have the ropes here with the little tassels, right? And then they have this gigantic, ugly fucking logo with the 2 hearts, the 2 little teardrops, and the triangle on the bottom. This logo has become my least favorite thing in the series. I fucking hate this logo, and you'll see why eventually. But here's a little preamble to that. Let's look at the Black Eagles, the Blue Lions, and the Golden Deer. I'm going to click on the first character for each class. We have Hubert. There's Hubert's design. Then we have Dodo. We have Dudu. Here's Dudu's design. And now we're going to click on Lauren's. Here's Lauren's design. Now, if you didn't see the problem when I pointed out each of those classes, my problem is that why do they all look fucking identical? Like, I get if they're all in the same school having a uniform, but they don't even have like little things to denote them as the individual classes, where the leaders are wearing red, blue, or yellow. So you'd think have a little accent that's red, blue, or yellow on those teams. And then I saw Ash, and I was like, oh, Ash works because he has like the blue hood. He's wearing like a modern day regular ass hoodie, which looks out of place, but whatever. He's got something that denotes him as a blue lion, right? But then she's got the same thing. But she's a black eagle. So, well, they're the class reps, but like, if like you'd think, I don't know. I feel like not even in context of the story, but just like for a design thing, you would want you'd want to be able to tell what class the students belong to, like who their representative is, just based on their costumes. I would think. Like, that's how I would do it. But, yeah, it's weird. But let's keep going, because we go from Hubert, who's one of the worst designs, to one of the best designs. She's wearing the same uniform. Hers is open because she's got the titties. You know, you gotta have them. And, like, her earrings are kind of stupid, her choker's kind of stupid. But she's wearing that hat, that out-of-place hat, that with this hair, she looks great. She looks fantastic. I love her. I don't like love her, but in this cast, I love her. She's like one of the better ones. Like, she looks fine, right? She's pretty cool. Dorothea. This is probably the most boring nobody, but he's pretty, I guess, so I'm sure somebody's into him. This is the most fucking Fred and George Weasley looking motherfucker, like, you know. And there's that logo. Barondetta looks like a generic sleepy, like, that character from King of Fighters 14 who's like the sleepy guy. He should be, or he or she should be carrying a pillow. Because like, oh boy, I'm so sleepy and shy. Oh, I hope Big Brother notices me. And then this motherfucker, Casper. I don't have to say shit, other than he's got that same ugly logo in the middle of his chest. This is one of the worst character designs in video games. I can't think of many that are worse than this. And the only reason I didn't pull this aside to talk about it in the main video, like about their individual things and like drawing over them, I don't have anything to say. Like, just look at him. Just look at him. Somebody thought this was okay. There's nothing else to say about it other than just look at him. Well, that and there's the buttons in the front, but there's no seam for where this vest comes together. So all these vests close from the back. They all have a zipper in the back. But whatever. This character, at first, I was like, she's okay, and then I went, no, she's terrible. She is fucking Captain Braid over here. She has like a billion different hair braids. This girl's got 4 times as much hair as a regular human being. Even this like design in her eye kind of looks like a braid, where if you were to repeat it over and over again, it would make a braid. Which this little thing seems like out of place for a character wearing like just a regular ass school uniform. There's that fucking logo again. I mean, she's not, like, terrible. It's just, like, holy shit, braids. Petra should be called Braidra. Braidramon. Linhart is okay. Except for that fucking logo again. But he's okay. We got Spaghetti Hair Dimitri over here. Where I think the biggest problem with Dimitri is, like, his costume's cool. But his hair literally looks like... That's what my hair looks like when I don't wash it for, like, a week. And I just let the goo do its thing, you know? Which I don't ever do, of course, because I don't play Smash Brothers. But when my hair gets nasty and shitty and it just lays flat, like, wherever it is when I wake up, that's what my hair looks like. His hair looks fucking terrible. It looks like a mass of polygons that don't have any, like... Like, you can see the yellow color, but you can also see through them. It's just a bunch of fucking, like, polygon lines overlapping, and it looks terrible. But otherwise, he's fine. I really don't like this little zigzag pattern, and I mentioned earlier this thing on Edelgard, because this is just that pattern. Like, it's just this. It's that little fucking, like, crisscross triangle pattern on everything. Everything. And I don't like it. And again, here's that pattern. So there's the pattern again. Otherwise, he's fine, except for his hair. This guy's a dumbass because his name's Doodoo and he's wearing the regular costume. But he's also got... I think this is supposed to be a scarab. At first I thought it was an eagle. And I was like, shouldn't he be on the Black Eagles? But I think it's supposed to be a scarab because I think he's supposed to be like vaguely Egyptian. But there's no Egypt in the Fire Emblem universe. So I don't know why they'd have the whole scarab motif going on other than... So, did you know this character is Egyptian? Moving on from Doodoo. Felix is fine. He reminds me of one of the butlers from Fates. But like he's fine. Nothing terrible to say about him. Yeah, Casper's hair looks like tectonic plates. Mercedes is also kind of fine. I thought until I looked closer because I like this little ribbon. I like this kind of the stripey with the brown behind it. It's kind of like coffee shoppy, and she's like kind of she's a nice lady, kind of coffee shoppy lady. There's the logo, there's the logo, there's the logo, there's the logo. She is fucking sponsored all the shit by this company. She has so many fucking logos all over her. I hate it. They don't need to be there. But they're all over the fucking place. She's got 4 of them just on her front. Where the fuck, what do her panties look like? It's gotta be fucking just nothing but that logo repeating. It looks bad. But she's fine otherwise. She's another very generic, she's a healer. Like, she's a blonde healer. Like... I'm gonna make a fucking band called Blonde Healer. Ash, we already talked about. Ash has some uniqueness in that he's got the green eyes and the kind of like dusty brown, or not brown, grayish, bluish, dusty hair. He's got freckles, which is unique because like you don't see that a lot in anime. And he's got his hoodie is like neat, even though it breaks up the costume a little bit, despite it looking terribly out of place. But at first, I was like, Ash is too generic. I don't like him at all. And then I looked at him a little more, and like, he's fine. He's a cute gamer boy, for the he's the equivalent of this character, but like for girls, I guess. He's a twinky little cute healer boy, whatever. He's fine. I hate her. I don't like her pigtails. She's just Nanako. I don't like her pigtails. Her head's too big. She's a child. We're still not over child soldiers in Fire Emblem. Big Boss Big Boss didn't learn his lesson. But Big Boss, everybody's like, Big Boss is a war criminal. He used child soldiers. Everyone realized that was bad. I guess the Fire Emblem team hasn't realized it's bad. Don't do child soldiers. Not a big fan. This guy is the most fucking, this is the pretty boy. Even me, a straight, Ash got herpes from bathwater. What the fuck, Gino? Anyway, this dude's blind in the bathwater. He's like, yes, milady, may I please smell the feet? Please, I've been so good. But he's a pretty boy that I'm like, yeah, he's pretty. His jacket's missing the gigantic buttons that the other characters have. For some reason. All the other characters have big buttons. His are missing. I heard somebody went to the hospital over the bathwater, but I didn't hear about the herpes. The variety in skin shades is not a very Fire Emblem thing. I mean, there was a couple of black people in Awakening, but I don't think traditionally there's been that much variety in skin shade. But real quick before I acknowledge the bathwater thing, rope around the neck is one solid rope that I imagine was a choker that connects in the back and goes over the actual collar. But on this guy's design, apparently that's like glued to the thing. His is not attached. He had his uniform custom made where he's hot glue gunned the fucking thing to his shirt with the tip of the other braid underneath. This doesn't make any fucking sense. This makes so little fucking sense, and it's something that anyone with common sense would have been like, no, you can't do that. Take the rope off, or leave the collar together, but don't fucking split the rope. It doesn't make any sense. It makes no... I have to move on. I don't like him anymore. This girl is another blonde healer. Fuck her, who cares? Claude is great. I can't talk shit about Claude. Claude is beautiful. I don't like his little dangly here that I think whoever transparented this accidentally took off the tip of it. But other than Claude's little braid, Claude's beautiful. I can't. Am I going to be that guy? What? Well, no, why are they different? But if you're gonna have everyone look the same, they have to be wearing the same shit. And his thing has buttons on it. His thing has buttons on it. His thing has buttons. They all have buttons except for that one guy. And it's because on this one guy, it looks like they just fucking didn't give a shit. And they forgot that the costumes had buttons, and they forgot the rope was like a continuous rope. It's like if you're gonna be the same, you have to be consistent. And this is lacking consistency. But anyway. Yeah, Claude is the gay character where I can't... Claude's fine. He's cool. I don't know why his collar is a different color. Like, I don't know why he's got, like, the sticky note looking shit going on. Like, it looks like he has a sticky note on. Does she have that, too? Yeah, so they all have where the top half of their collar. It probably looks really... Like, his rope is connected! Jesus Christ! Like, I'm not being an asshole with this one. His rope is connected... Oh, Claude's rope, though. Claude's is separated. Why is it like that? Are we supposed to believe this is some kind of magic rope that's connected in the middle? Also, he's wearing like a regular ass modern day t-shirt underneath, which is whatever. But like, his is connected. Hers is... Why are these two characters not connected? It's so weird. Anyway, Claude's fine. This motherfucker is like Casper's older brother. The rose won't save you, bitch. The ladies aren't coming. You might as well put your fucking fedora back on. This is terrible. Lorenz is ugly. Anyway, she's fine. She's also another generic, like... I know exactly what kind of character she is. She's just Pinkie Pie. There's that fucking logo again. Whatever. Who cares? This dude... This fat motherfucker... Can't we get this dude a shirt that fits? Jesus Christ. How poor is this school? I know the government's been cutting funding, but like, this motherfucker with a thwomp face and the greasy ass hair, you can't even get him a shirt that fits right? What kind of rinky-dink operation are we running at this fucking school? Like, what is this? Raphael ass. Fat ass. Whatever. Like, I get the impression he's supposed to be the big muscular type. Also, we have a lot of like shadows over... Like, this shadow's going over the line. This game's a fucking catastrophe. Like, this here and this here. When you do the shade, go along the bottom of the line and just erase the shit that went over. Like, what is happening? These lines are so thin, I feel like they've just forgot they were there or accidentally made them. This shit is a fucking mess, dog. Like, it looks terrible. Anyway, I just wanted to comment on how this dumbass doesn't have a fucking shirt that fits. And I think he's supposed to be the big muscular guy, but there's no muscle, so he just looks like he's fat. Like, his chest wouldn't swoop down like this. It would swoop, like, out, like a fat guy's chest, right? So I think he's supposed to be muscular, but there's no, like, musculature anywhere. So, fuck if I know. She is the best design in this whole fucking game. Look at her. I didn't know about her till earlier, but she's fucking great. She's great. I love her. She's great. What's her name? Liz Sophia? This game's names are terrible, but she's cute as fuck. I like her a lot. Her hair has some like volume to it, unlike a lot of the other characters. I like her eye color. That's really it. I like her eye color and her hair, and that's it. It's not even her. It's her eye color and her hair. But I like her. She's great. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Fucking Weevil looking ass. She's, again, you know what kind of character she is. Again, they did some kind of coloring in the shading up here for no reason that they didn't keep consistent anywhere else on her. Well, no, that's not true. There's bright blue shading here and then dark gray shading everywhere else for some reason. And then there's like purple and like pink mixed in over here for some reason. But she's got the bags under her eyes too, so you know what kind of character she is. Fucking boring. And there's the logos again. She's good too. She's a cute punch girl. She's got the sleeve on so that you know she's a punch girl. She's fine. I like her too. A little boring, but I like her. But there's the logo again. This dude, hammerhead looking ass, stupid motherfucker. This is gonna be like the fucking the brigand leader that you kill in the beginning of the game. That like they paint up as the main villain in the beginning for no reason, and then he just leads a group of bandits. He's got a like hair symmetry issue again, kind of like that shoulder pad thing, where like his hair symmetry's not right. He looks dumb. This guy is actually completely fine. He looks like an Awakening design a little bit, but his armor is so simple that it's not fucked up. And he's got kind of like an old wise guy looking thing going. Not like wise guy, like a smart ass, but like he looks old and wise. He looks like a veteran. He could use a couple more scars maybe, but like otherwise he looks fine. Of all the armor issues I've had in this thing, like he looks totally chill. I don't mind him. Leonardo. This dude's a stupid motherfucker. And hey, I can't point to them, but you can see those flames here. These flames down here. Hey, did you guys know this character's called the Flame Emperor? Hey, he's the Flame Emperor. He's fire. He's got the flames on him because he's fire. You see the fire? He's got fire. He's the fire guy. He's got the big fire. This looks like a fucking SMT character. And I don't like him. He looks stupid. But he's got fire. Did you know he's the Flame Emperor? He's fire. This thing is like, I should think this is the coolest, edgiest, dumb thing ever. But why does he look like, the way his eyes are, he doesn't look evil. He looks like a dork. Like, he looks like fucking Korg from Thor Ragnarok, which is like, oh, hey guys, it's me. Hey, I'm the Reaper Knight. I was told to come over here. I don't really quite know. They said there'd be food. So I came. I got bones lining my eye holes. Do you guys know where the fucking buffet is? I was told to. They said to come over here, but I don't know what I'm doing exactly. Like, he looks like a loser. But like the spikiest loser ever. His collar also doesn't make any sense. Why is the far side higher than the close side? I don't know. Pinky in the brain. And then yeah, this bitch who she's fine. If she didn't have the teardrop, I'd probably like her better. I think that's really it for her. Is I just don't like that stupid teardrop. I don't think it needs to be there. We get it, she's evil. Anyway. This bitch is actually really cool looking. I actually really, really like her a lot. I don't know who she is, but she should fulfill Sothis' role. Because I imagine her and Sothis are related because that's probably Sothis' mom. Because they have the same design elements everywhere. But she actually looks really fucking cool. I was looking at her for a while and I couldn't really pick anything in particular I thought looked bad about her. Even her quality of art seems higher than everyone else. Like, she must have been the first one they drew before the fucking time constraints that I'm assuming are taking place. But I think she's really great. And most importantly, she's of age. Moving on. This guy's fine. It's whatever. Captain Janeway. This is like the most generic. Like, this is just generic. This is like, we need a British guy. We need a fucking Sherlock Holmes stand-in. He's doing it. He's got the vest with the little handkerchief. He's got the thingy, jacket, monocle. He's a generic British guy. That's for sure. This guy's got some stuff. He looks like Rem Lazar. He's got the hair and the little thingy here. For those of you who know who Rem Lazar is. He's got like this Hero King thing going on here. Not like Marth Hero King, but just like when I look at him, I'm like, yeah, Hero King kind of guy, right? Like, he seems like a wandering kind of guy that has more going on than you would think he does. Like, there's something mysterious about him a little bit. But the problem comes from his neck down because we have buttons and no seam. Assuming that this thing has buttons in the front for show and then zips up in the back. He's got the same kind of like sleeves that are open kind of thing going on, which is fine. Problem being, this is a different logo. It's not the same logo I'm mad about. But it goes over the seam for his shoulder. Now, if we were to assume that these are embroidered, that would mean that they put this whole costume together and embroidered this on second, which is not how embroidery works most of the time. But it could have been how it goes. That kind of bothers me. But then when you look at the other side, you can clearly see how there's there's a seam right here also. This is his chest. Like, you can see the line of his chest goes up and around, and right here there's like where the gold separates from the thing. Like, there's a line here in the middle, because this is his chest right around here. So why is this image continuous across his shoulder? Like, where there's a curve here, like the cylindrical earth, there's a curve here, right? And then that should be hidden, like, on his other shoulder. But it's not, because they just made the logo. They drew the logo and they slapped it on there, and they like free deformed it to fit, and then they just erased under his arm here, which I'm proud of them for remembering that this time. But this is not how this should look. But otherwise, he's kind of whatever. He's fine. I'm glad that they got with Capcom and put Vega in the game. This is Vega. Again, we're dealing with the Roman like leather tassels that don't really make sense for this art style on some characters. Otherwise, yeah, they put Vega in the game. That's Vega. This is just a sad attempt at making Reese again. Old man healer Reese. He's like whatever. His forehead's too fucking big, but you know, so is mine. This guy's tiny. He's really small. I wonder if there's going to be like a Minish kind of element to this game. Soth has his pedo bait. This version of Anna looks fine. I don't mind it at all. I think she looks fine. She looks good. Okay, Fire Emblem game with the best character designs. I don't know if that's supposed to be like ironic, but I think it legit has some of the best character designs. If you want, we will go look at those right now, and I'll flip through real quick and judge them. And then we have little baby Claude here, who I don't know who the fuck that is, but anyway. And then we get into older Edelgard, who I think doesn't look as good as regular Edelgard, but she still looks fine. It's mostly when you see her full body, she has like this like her like dress thing going on is like I'm not super into it, but she looks cool. She's all right. He looks cool, other than he has this giant cross like slash mark in his armor that's blue for some reason. Like his arm, like the metal. Like it's like the metal that his armor's made out of is blue, but then like it's spray painted black on top. So when you cut it open, the slash is blue. Also, I know this isn't final. I know this isn't like final version, but this is a cutscene, and that texture on his fur looks fucking awful. That looks really terrible for a Switch game that everyone's like, "Oh, Pokemon looks so bad. Looks like a 3DS game." That looks like a fucking 3DS game. That looks terrible. I never noticed before, but that looks really bad. And then he's got a beard. I don't like his beard, but I mean, he looks basically the same otherwise, so he looks fine. Yeah, she looks cool. I like her. I think I like her original design better, but it's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, there's this whole, and like he looks cool too. He looks like a dumbass. That must be their upgrade jobs, like once they, they level up, whatever. But anyway. So there's my review of the whole cast of tree houses. The only thing I'll mention that I hadn't really talked about yet is on their eyes. This little like dark around the pupil looks fine. Like it looks bad on the characters that you can see it, like, and she's got like two little rings, but it's like it's a design choice that looks bad when you can see it, because it really cements like this two-tone, like, don't give a fuck about shading kind of thing. It's like it stands out really heavy on the characters that have it, and the characters that don't have it look better. Like he looks better without it. They look fine without it. He looks like an idiot partially because of that. She's kind of got a little bit. He's kind of got a little bit. His looks kind of dumb. His is fine. He looks great without that little circle thingy. She looks fine because it's like lessened, but like right here, like it stands out more. Like, I don't know why only some characters have that, but the ones that they have it really bad, like her, like, it really stands out. Like, their pupils shouldn't be that small. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's pupils are dilated, or, like, not dilated, the opposite of dilated, all to shit. I don't know. I don't think it looks very good. But that's a detail. Yeah. See, I haven't played Echoes. I wanted to play Echoes, but I legit think that Echoes is like really fantastic. Let me real quick just let me close this real quick so I can make sure we don't have any mishaps. And so you can't see my slow ass typing. Okay. So, and here's where we can start getting into another thing. Are they really doing a fucking Swamp Thing show? There's an ad for a Swamp Thing show. That's terrible. Anyway. Another thing with this game is that this game's art style is so much better. This game's art style is amazing. It looks fantastic. I'm going to open up Alm on his own real quick because I want to talk about... I almost pulled him up earlier, but Alm has like one of the best designs in the series in this game. I think it's so fucking godlike. I can't even... I want him in Smash, and I want him to be a Marth clone just so I have this costume in the game. This chest plate is like so... It's small, and it's like little 3 tiers, and it's attached, and you can see like everything's so clear on it. Here's the chest armor, which is supposed to work like a buckler, where it's supposed to bounce off that curved chest plate, with a little neck guard here, that he has a neck guard because you would want that so you don't get chopped in the fucking throat. His shoulder pads are these cool paw-drawn shapes that are pretty standard, whatever. His gauntlets are pretty standard, whatever. But they're not stupid anime, like, dumb armor designs like Bailiff. Like, they look like armor. They look really cool. But they have these little, like, this little line here. They have little things that make it look better. I'll look up King Alm in a sec. But, because here's the original Alm. Like, that one's kind of dumb. He's got this big old dick armor here. But, like, this one's great. And then the belt that has the belt that holds on his, like, hip guards, which, because you wouldn't want to get chopped in the hips either, has this cool little sash hanging over it that, I don't know why, but it just looks so cool to me. I like the little hangy sash that's being held up by this other leather strap over here. I think it's great. And he's got elbow guards also, and then his knee pads are like they're shaped well. Just everything about this armor is fantastic, and I like his hair. The hair shape and color are both fine, and the little headband thing is cool. Whatever. I think it's a really, really great design. I think his sword's fucking cool. I have nothing but good things to say about Alm's design. This guy's fucking boring. His name is Gray. He's fucking boring. So my biggest problem with Echoes is that it's from an era of Fire Emblem where the jobbers are fucking jobbers. Tobin is a fucking jobber. Cliff is a fucking jobber. She's fine, but she's a blonde healer, again. Lucas is kind of boring. She's kind of boring. She's great. I like her a lot. Claire, she's really cool. I'm basically just gonna... I'm not gonna go too deep into these. I'm just gonna say if they're cool or not, basically. She's cool. He's pretty cool. I like his little jacket thing, kinda. Yeah, he's alright. He's okay. He's not terrible, but he's fine. He's fine, too. I think his armor's cooler than he is, but he's fine. He sucks. He's pretty cool. He looks like a fucking 70s anime villain, which is probably close to what he looked like originally, honestly. I actually like him a lot, Luthier. He's pretty cool. Oh, Matilda. Matilda was the one I was thinking of when I was looking at Claire, but Matilda's cool too. She's awesome. Claire's okay. Matilda's awesome. Delphia's adorable. And again, we want to talk about child soldiers, but Delphia's adorable. I'll give her that. Tatiana is... I'm into that. She looks great. Zeke is pretty cool. He's pretty cool. He looks like Camus, whatever his name is. But or like he looks like Reinhardt or Camus. He looks like that kind of character. Or who's that other one? There's that one with the red hair. He looks kind of like Ares from like the design of Ares that's in Heroes. Like I like this kind of design. It's pretty cool. He looks pretty cool. He's all right. Celica. Celica is the other best design ever at anything. She, like, I love it. Oh, she's so good. I'm going to have to pull her up and talk about her in a second, too. May is really great, too. Her and Delthea are both fantastic. I like their little like, waist thingies being shaped, like, where they kind of fan out. Looks really great. Emphasizes the hips, especially for the... And then there's a little middle sash that goes down. And, like, they're great. They're great. Fantastic. Bowie, he's alright. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have much to say about him, but he's alright. He's a pretty cool, like, mage kind of guy. She's cute. That's about all I got to say. He's a loser. He's kind of a loser. He's a pretty boy, but he's a loser. She's fine. Yeah, she's the one with the ass in Heroes. He's kind of... I don't know how I feel about him. He's kind of a generic Hercules-looking motherfucker, but I'm kind of into it, too. He looks like another character from the 70s. He's alright. He's pretty cool. She's great. She's really good. I like her a lot. He's kind of, he's kind of whatever. She's pretty cute. He looks like a fucking chode. He looks like an asshole. That dude needs his ass beat. I like his armor. But he looks kind of like generic. Like they made the armor and they didn't know what head to put in it. So they just put a head in it. He sucks. She's cute, but please don't do child soldiers. He's boring. She's pretty cool, actually. I like her a lot. But don't do child soldiers. She sucks. Shadow Marth? Shadow Ike? Shadow Robin? Shadow Lucina? Shadow Roy? Shadow Corin? Shadow Corin? I don't know what those are. Oh, Zeke is Camus? Okay, then yeah. I like that design, though. She is one of my favorites. I really like her a lot. She sucks. He looks like a dumbass. I think I've seen his sprite from the original game before. He looks kind of stupid. I feel like there's too many of these. He's fine. He sucks. Yo, she's cute as fuck. I like her. What is this dumbass doing? He looks stupid, but I love it. Oh, he looks really dumb. Yeah, fucking big dick Duma over here. Why is Grima there? Yeah. But yeah, all in all, generally, these characters are pretty good. That's fucking Polnareff. That's a fucking JoJo character. That's Polnareff's hair exactly. That's fucking Polnareff. That's crazy. That is that's his hair exactly. That's ridiculous. Anyway. I've gotta go use the bathroom real quick, guys. If I'm being honest, I'm skipping through this partially because I gotta go use the bathroom really bad. I will look up King Alm. Here. Legendary Alm. Is that who we're talking about? That's fucking cool. What are you talking about? I don't know which one of these is the one you're talking about, but he looks fucking cool. It's not too edgy at all. It's fucking awesome. Because it looks like he's older. Like it's showing time like in character development. I think it's really fucking cool. I love it. You're also talking to a fucking Nightmare player over here, by the way. I don't know if you remember that I played Nightmare in Soul Calibur, so you can't talk to me about Edge and expect me not to go... Like, you have to expect me to be like, oh yeah, the edgy thing, because I play fucking Nightmare in Soul Calibur. But anyway, real quick, I'll find... Okay, so Celica here. Celica has one of my favorite designs, because I'm really into the whole white mage look. And she has got such a white mage look. Like, she's doing the... So, first of all, they could have gone with way more cleavage, but chose not to. Which, I'll mention, you know, in relation to Byleth's stupid cleavage thing. Let's look at Queen Celica. I'm probably going to be into this shit, too. Yeah, I don't like it as much. If that's the one I'm supposed to be looking at. No, that looks sick. That looks fucking awesome. I don't think that's who we're talking about, though. Regain. Yeah. No, that looks fucking awesome. If that's who you're telling me to look for. I don't think it's as good as King Alm, but I like it a lot. That's pretty good. But here, this is perfect. So, okay. So they could have gone... So here you can see where they've got the collar piece and the shoulders and the undershirt. And everything is thought out and fits together well, right? And the shoulder pads make a little, like, thing for the cape. And, like, you can see the titties through it, but, like, the titties... Oh, they're their own armor piece. I thought they were part of the shirt. Okay. But so they went to show the shoulders and the arms, but they didn't do it in, like a gross way. Like, the thighs and everything. Like, you can see skin on her, but it's not, like super overtly, like, shitty. You know what I mean? Like... And I like the three-tiered, like, the little thing in the middle, and then the coat on the sides. I like the splits here with the buttons and everything. And I like the boots, and everything just has this really nice, clean, like, white and red fucking... It looks like a warrior version of a white mage. And I really, really like it a lot. And her hair is great, and she's great, and oh, it's all great. And I still want to play that game. I think Ursus bought that game to play. I don't know if he ever did play it, but I'll over. Yeah. You don't gotta understand my tastes. But, you know, just, you know. You just gotta deal with it while you're here. Because it's my channel. Okay. I think Silva's home also. So let me switch back over to my drawing. And then I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick. And then actually, well, okay, so I was going to try to do her, like, I was going to try to draw the rest of her. But since it's already 6 o'clock, I think I might actually have to go. Yeah, I do like Echo's. I like Awakening's visual style. I like Echo's visual style. I like most of Fate's visual style as well. But it's just fucking tree houses is not doing it for me. I think, like, I could talk forever about how great Lucina's design is, even though people say she's boring. I think Lucina's design is fantastic. I think pretty much everyone in Awakening, except for Gangrel, probably is, like, super cool looking. And Vake. Like, Gangrel, Vake, and Mirabelle are, like, the only characters I really... Or Mirian, where the fuck... That stupid mage lady who talks down to you like she's a fucking Big Bang Theory character. I don't like her, but... I was going to try to draw the rest of this character. I might have to put that off because it's getting late and I gotta go. Getting late in terms of me waking up tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the morning. But I will cut this all and upload this, and Silva can come say hi.
In terms of it's time to fucking eat.
Getting late in terms of my Chipotle's
it's time
here.
To eat.
It's time to eat. Silva's here. Come here. Come here.
My hand itches like a motherfucker.
Oh, I forgot to
dirty.
Sit.
No.
I command you.
I don't fucking care.
This is going to turn into the spouse abuse stream. I also forgot to show, but I have to show because he's here.
Hi, Gino.
Come sit.
No.
It's okay. I'll change my fucking pants. Come sit. Bitch. I'm doing laundry now, actually, anyway.
He's doing laundry, guys. Wow, he's finally doing something in the house.
Like a woman. No, I'm just kidding. But...
Carmax.
The boy is here. I got him. And I didn't explain on Twitter, but look at his fucking, like, he's doing the pathetic face. It's like Urokana. But so he was like $35 when he released, which was stupid and terrible. And so I was like, man, I'm never gonna get him. And then I was thinking yesterday or like 2 days ago on the way to work, he looks like me. What the fuck? You're just mad because I don't like Sothis.
Did you?
No, but you might have just told them. But so I was at Target the other day, and I picked him up, and I thought his tag said $20. I'm like, there's no way I'll spend $20 on that as opposed to $30. And so I scanned him, and it came up $9, and I went, what? And I scanned him again, and it came up $9, and I looked on his tag, and it was clearance, and I was like, yo, he's coming home, and so I have him now.
He's coming with his hefty.
I'm coming. But yeah, so Mewtwo's here, and he's been hanging on my monitor all day. So, but yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching and listening to my Fire Emblem ranting. If you're watching this on YouTube,
what did I do? What? You heard what? You didn't hear anything. I whispered to it in his ear, Mocha!
Mocha's here. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, well, feel free to hit that subscribe button and follow me on Twitter and join our Discord so we can talk shit about Fire Emblem together as a team.
Peen joke? No. Goodbye.
Don't forget to do your Dragalia dailies and drink lots of water, and I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.